Hey everyone, it's Kevin from GetKevInsight.com. So today I want to talk about the energy that is in your house, your home, your space, and that the energy that comes from you actually inhabits the space around you. So as I have said before, your thoughts, your words, your actions all have energy. So when you are in any space, the energy that's coming from you is then absorbed in the space surrounding you. So that's why if you have a fight with someone in your home, let's say, and the fight is so terrible, maybe it's an abusive situation where there's just a lot of negativity, a lot of negative energy. The walls of the home absorb it. And that energy, because energy cannot be destroyed, it can be created. Well, it can't be created or destroyed. It can be manipulated. So let's say that the energy that's in your home is there and you have just had a big fight. The home then absorbs that energy, this negative energy. And the feeling, because remember, heaviness is that denseness, the low frequency energy that is in the home. So you'll feel a heaviness, which is why when people come into the home, they can feel if it's a happy home or if it's a not so happy home. So if people come in and they're like, ooh, this feels negative, like something happened here, that's because it did. You are feeling energy that is there and that is still present from past events. And same thing as like if you walk into a home that is maybe they had a really big birthday party or something that was really fun and they had a lot of people in the home. That house absorbs that energy. So that happiness, that joy is absorbed. Now, depending on how much energy, whether it be negative or positive energy, that the house absorbs is what the house will feel like to others that enter it. So, how do we change that? How do we change the space? Well, you can cleanse it. You can cleanse the energy and getting to a neutral point where you can do, people sage the house, they cleanse the house that way. They have this energy, they meditate and have the energy transmute from negative to positive. You can also do like a facelift to the house. So if you enter a home that someone lived in for a long, long time, that energy still remains, right? So that energy will stay. And if they haven't really done anything to the house and it feels very stale, it'll feel kind of stale. It feels kind of sad, a little bit sad. Not terrible, but like doesn't feel like it was cared for very much. Then what you could do is give it a facelift. So, paint the whole house. Do something that gives it a facelift where you feel like you are changing the energy in the home, because when you are doing changes in the home, you are placing that beautiful transmuting energy physically in the home. And that energy is absorbed into the home itself energetically. So a way that you can fix it is give it a facelift any way that you can. And if you don't have the money for it now, you can always sage it. You can open up the windows, all the doors, all the cabinets, and get all that energy out. Or you can even, like I said, do the facelift. Paint the house. Paint it yourself. You can get people to paint it with you. Do a group thing with painting the home. Changing the feeling in the home and making it your own. There are ways to transmute that energy. Now, let's say that you go into a home that is negative, okay? It's got a negative vibe to it, and that it remains from past events that maybe you were not a part of. Maybe you're just moving into the home. What you can do is the more happy, amazing energy that you can put into the home, raising your frequency, raising that vibration, having amazing moments in the home will transmute it eventually. It will take time. So it's not something that's going to happen overnight, but if you have the more energy that you place in the home, a beautiful frequency that will absorb into the surrounding space. and it will kind of flush out or change that old energy and transmute it into a more positive energy. But let me say, so for an example, we moved into a home that felt, it felt kind of stale. Armando wasn't even sure about the home. He was kind of like, I don't know about it. But I felt like I felt it. I felt like this was it. That was it. And what we did was, as soon as we moved in, we painted the whole house, and immediately you could feel the happiness and the joy in the home, like almost like I got a facelift. I'm a whole new house. And the more we do to the house and more love we put into it, the better it feels, the more positive it feels. Now, you take where I lived before, when I was before my divorce, and that house felt very heavy. And it felt like, to the point where the last time I left the house, I actually yelled at the house, being like, I hope you're better to the other people that lived here, because this was not good. And I closed that door. You could feel it. But I knew that when another person moved in, they were going to be able to change the vibe in the house and live happily there, because the energy could be transmuted into something more positive. It won't stay that way forever, as long as you put the effort into changing that environment's energy. I hope this made sense. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for listening. Sending you so much love. All right, take care. Bye-bye.